drop off at the multicultural. You know, you want to go for a little walk. You want to take more pictures while you're walking on the streets. You can actually get off at the first stop, McDonald's House. Otherwise, we will be bringing you back to M Hotel at Anson Road. Okay, so out here on the left hand side, that would be the Marina Bay Sands Hotel from a certain distance. Later on, we will be going past the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. Okay, so we can have a close up, really close up shot right out there, but this is where you can actually have a nice, you know, a full view of the Marina Bay Sands Hotel, Singapore, and with the fish colony. And it's got water spouting out. The water represents good luck. Water represents life, because all living things need water. They are a lot more stable when we sit down. So I'm given different role to play around here. So I'll be clinking my hands and my legs over the pool at some point. Don't take a picture of me doing that. It's very uncleanliness. So this street here, everyone, is basically a road that differentiates our new financial district and our old financial district. On the left out here, this is the new financial district. And you can see that the buildings are a little bit more on the modern side with all the metal and glass. And this is actually built on reclaimed land. And I remember at one time my uncle, there used to be a hawker center, food center out around here, yeah, on this street, and it was very convenient. Both parts of Singapore, the insides of Singapore and the coastal areas of Singapore is basically reclaimed. Now this particular structure here on the right hand side, this is known as a workplace, right? So it becomes a dead town after office hours, especially over the weekends. So out there, when we planned our new financial district, we decided that it should come with a theme when people can work, live and play in the same area. So if you have your land, okay, so our land area will change. So out here on the left hand side, this is the famous Lau Pa Sat, LPS, Lau Pa Sat. Lau Pa Sat is a whole combination of different language. It is a whole combination of Mandarin, dialect, Chinese dialect and Malay language, which literally means here, because you get all sorts of food here. You get Chinese cuisine, Malay cuisine, Indian cuisine, a bit of Western food. You're not sure what you like yet. There's a bit of Korean, Japanese, Thai food, Philippine food, vegetarian, whatsoever. Okay, everything that you need very hot cold. And because the turnaround out here is very, very high, so the sachets out here are very good, I have to say. Alright, so on the right hand side, this green building is an Indian Muslim mosque. About 2 doors down, we have the oldest Hindu temple in Singapore, the Sri Mariamman Temple. It's been built in the 1820s. And then about 2 lanes down, we have a Buddhist temple known as the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple. We'll see the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple in a while. And then across the road on the left hand side out there, we have a Methodist church. So in this very short stretch of 300 meters, you have 4 places of worship lying almost side by side. Yeah, this is the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple. So if you're going to be walking around Singapore over the weekends, you can come by here to Chinatown, have a visit in the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple. If you decide that you want to be in your Bermudas or your very comfortable tops, and you want to enter the temple, they also have scarves for you to wear. And then some of them were actually into cattle rearing. So they had cows for milk, they had goats for meat, and then they had the buffaloes to pull the bullock carts. So Indian and then the Chinese neighbors will actually hire the bullock carts out here to transport water from freshwater wells around here, covered with plants that can climb and creep up. And so in there they have pots and pots of plants, so that the entire hotel lobby and the swimming pool area is very nice and cool. So I think MAS is just out there in the area, right? So beside it is Local Tower, which is actually the tallest building in Singapore now at 290 meters. And when they actually did a night, their off days is usually on Sunday afternoon. So that's where they will all go up to Little India to get their supply, right, from Mustafa. So during Chinese New Year, so Chinese New Year is happening soon. So right after Christmas, we have New Year. And so out here at Chinatown, if you would like to try some Chinese cuisine, there is cuisine from literally different parts of China now. There is also a hawker center, and that is what we call the Chinatown complex under water, and then they try to cook it. So because of that, they found that the chicken became very, very tender and very good. Okay, so that's how chicken rice came around. Now out here on the left hand side, this is Clock Key area. So we have three different keys. Behind we have Robertson Key, then we have Clock Key, and then out there on the right hand side we have Wood Key time. But if you like something with, you like to take pictures of night scene, then do take a boat out here in the night time. Okay, so that one out there on the left hand side, that crane, is not that there's a construction going on. That is actually a bungee jump. It's a reverse bungee. So in Singapore here, you have noticed already there are no mountains. And then we leveled most of our hills because Sir Stamford Raffles had to come up with the idea of reclamation so that most of our land here is usable. So we don't, just for a few minutes, you take a nice, you go pay, after a few minutes you go pay for that picture with your mouth wide open and your eyes wide open with the hair all over the place. That's the reverse bungee. Now on the left hand side there, that is the, apparently that is our home of our Ministry of Culture, Community and Youth. In the earlier days, this particular building was the walk. You can come up here. This is actually up there. We used to have Sir Stamford Raffles' house up there. It had a vantage point before we had all these buildings. Go equip yourself with a lot of insect repellent. Very well trained, very well penetrated. Up there, that flying saucer looking like structure, I see an alien waving at us. I don't know whether you see it. Yeah, so on top up there, the top floor is actually the 9th floor, and that is actually where our Court of Appeal is. So we have death penalty in Singapore, it's behind me. So anyone who gets that sentence, they will have to go up there. But actually on the 8th floor, it is actually a viewing deck. And at one time when we go up, we cannot bring handphones. These days they allow it. You can actually go up there and bring your handphones and take a very nice picture of the Singapore River. So the tiles are actually from Portugal. We call it the Rosa marbles. And from the inside, it looks like light is illuminating. Now this, on the right hand side, this is our new Parliament House. So it's basically West, the one who makes the main decisions. We decided we're the old Parliament House, and then on the left hand side here we have the old Supreme Court, built in 1920s. Up there we have the Titanium, the Lady of Justice, and then the Rotunda, which used to be the library. And then beside this is actually the City Hall with the steps out there, and this was built in both buildings were built 10 years apart. So one in the 1920s and the other one in the 1930s. On the right hand side here we have the field which we call Padang. So Singapore gained independence in 1965 and we celebrated our first national birthday out here in 1966. And on the left hand side there, that is the oldest Anglican church in Singapore, the St. Andrew's Cathedral. Look at the steeple, it's so nice and tall and sharp. And it was literally one of the tallest structures around here, so much so that when it was struck by lightning, but not once but twice. The reason is because the first time they repaired the 2 hours, 1 hour,
no left.
2 days,
Now there is
1 week,
left now.
1 week now, because they give me free hotel room stay, right, for 1 week. Now the remaining 8 is then equally distributed amongst the 4 different races. All it changes, so Vesak Day is a little bit more constant, so the North Indians is okay now.
This is staying only for 4 months.
And then for the Eurasians at the time, it was Good Friday and Christmas. So our next public holiday is going to be the 25th of December. Now all around here on the left hand side, this is actually these 2 buildings are actually the part of the SMU, which is short for Singapore. Now on the left hand side here, this is the National Museum of Singapore. So currently the zinc roof is under renovation. So this is a museum where it showcases the different events of Singapore in chronological order. From the time Singapore started as a small fishing, not having enough baby. Way of getting Singaporeans to plan their routes so that they don't go in and out of the city too much and to cut down on congestion as well. And the other way to control the number of cars going on the road is to attach what we call a COE. COE sounds very grand, CEO, because it stands for Certificate of Entitlement. Okay, so after paying for the COE, you feel like you're drawing the CEO's pay already. So in order to own a car, this certificate is a must. So Orchard Road is actually a much bigger stretch. So if you want to walk down and see that, if you know someone in the office, they will bring you to their favorite coffee, local coffee. If they bring you to Starbucks, let me know. Okay, and the usual set comes with the toasted bread, the coffee or tea, and then it comes with half-boiled eggs. So at one time down here at Orchard Road, we used to have a competition to see which mall or which hotel has one of the best decoration. And
your cameras ready for the Christmas lights.
Parę będę. Nie dzierzy? Singapurskiego. Ruang tambah itu bersinggung apa ya? Şapta olsa itu biasa kulit şapta olsa.
So there's a whole array of a lot of luxury brands, high-end luxury brands here. The cakes and the pastries. Yeah, someone who likes golf. Yeah, there's a lot of golf shops out in there as well. So it's actually a very nice place to spend time to get your stats accumulated. I don't know if you have your, like in Singapore here we have a watch, right? And it's a stat counter.